He when an elderly woman found two frozen Hell's Angels on a lonely winter road. Nobody expected her next move. On a lonely winter road cutting through rural Montana, the wind howled like a warning. Snow fell in thick sheets, burying the world in white silence. Most people avoided this road in December, but 79-year-old Eleanor Whitmore wasn't a most people. She had lived through two wars, raised four kids alone, and still drove herself to town every Thursday, no matter the weather. But that day, she noticed something strange ahead. Two large shapes on the side of the road. At first she thought they were fallen tree branches until she saw leather, patches. The words of Hell's Angels half covered in snow. Her heart skipped. Two bikers sprawled in the freezing slush, bikes tipped over beside them. Their beards were stiff with ice. One man's lips were turning blue. The other wasn't moving at all. Any other driver would have sped away. But Eleanor didn't hesitate. She pulled over, stepped into the storm, and knelt beside the men. Boys, can you hear me?" she whispered, her voice trembling from the cold. One biker, a towering man with tattoos covering his neck, opened his eyes just a slit. "Ma'am, my brother. He's not breathing." Eleanor didn't know anything about biker clubs. All she saw were two human beings dying in the cold. She dialed 911. No signal. The storm had killed the towers, and the nearest town was 14 miles away. Most people would have panicked. Instead, Eleanor, barely above 5 feet tall, did the impossible. One by one, she dragged the unconscious men toward her car. Her hands bled, her breath burned. But she kept going, whispering, "Come on, boys. Not today, not on my watch." She somehow loaded both men into her old station wagon and blasted the heater. Then she drove, tires sliding on the frozen road, praying the whole way. By the time she reached the town clinic, doctors rushed out and pulled the frostbitten bikers from the car. They survived. Hours later, when the men finally woke up, they saw her sitting calmly in a waiting chair, knitting. The bigger biker stared at her in disbelief. "You saved us," he said, quietly handling like so. Eleanor smiled. "I just did what any decent person would do," but he shook his head. "Oh no, ma'am. Most people would have let us die." A week later, the entire Hell's Angels chapter rode to her house, bringing groceries, fixing her roof, and promising her lifelong protection. Eleanor became a legend in two communities that rarely cross paths, because sometimes heroes don't wear leather, they wear old wool coats and stubborn hearts.